Yeah, hello guys. Welcome back to the Movers with the Max. My name is Mark M. Gachunga, and here we are again for another episode. We are here to inspire you, we are here to motivate you, we are here to educate you. We are here to ensure that you become the best version of yourself. We are here to make sure that you get the best you can, before the bell rings, before you get out of this world, because the whole reason for us being created or being born is for us to make a difference, not make a living. We are here to make a difference. So in that course today we'll be talking about three factors of success, three things that you need in order to get to success. That is very, very important. Three things that you need to get to your success. Now, point number one, the first thing you need for you to get to your success is what we call goals. What are goals? Goals are milestones. What do you want to achieve in what time? For example, you can say, I want to have my own business in 1 year. That is a goal. So it's a milestone. What do I want to achieve within what time? So the goals help you to know where you are going. If you do not have goals, then you do not have any direction. That's why you see people, you start a business today, in 1 month, you have abandoned that one, you start another one, in 2 weeks, you have abandoned that one, because you do not know where you are going. But the moment you have a goal, that means in 5 years, this is where I want to be, then that will become better for you because you're going to have some consistency and to know that this goal will take some time for it to get achieved. Now, there are three types of goals. Number one, we have short-term goals. These are goals with a time horizon of 1 year or less. Short-term goals. For example, you can say, I am going, let's say, to start a business within 6 months. I want to save 100,000 within 1 year. So that is what we call a short-term goal. Number two, we have what we call an intermediate goal. An intermediate goal is a goal that has a time horizon of between 1 year, some say 3 years, some say 5 years, anything of that sort. 1 year and 5 years, 1 year and 3 years, let's go with 5 years, 1 year and 5 years. So that is an intermediate goal. For example, you can say, I want to, I want my business to be giving me, let's say, revenues of $1 million within 3 years. That's an intermediate goal. And then lastly, we have a long-term goal. A long-term goal has a time horizon of 5 years or more, 5 years or more. So a long-term goal, you can say maybe, in 6 years or in 10 years, in 20 years, this is where I want to be. I want to have 5 companies. I want to have bought this amount of shares or stocks, etc. So that is what you can do. So you need to have some short-term goals, you need to have intermediate goals, and then you need to have some long-term goals, because all these goals help to plan your life. Your life has a mission, you have a purpose, but now you need to divide that purpose and destination into goals, because these goals help you to have a milestone. What do you want to achieve within what time. Of course, we have had this thing of smart goals. Specific. Your goal need to be specific. You need to define what you want. You cannot say you just want to get rich. That is not a goal. You need to say that you need to define what rich means for you. Yeah. For example, you can say, I want to have, let's say, $10 million. That is maybe rich for you. Another person maybe $1 million. Another person 1 billion. So you need to define what rich means for you. You cannot just say, I want to get rich. That is not a goal. That is not a goal. Again, smart goals, you need to be measurable. You need to, to give something, that you can measure. For example, if I want, let's say, to have 3 million in 3 years, then I know that in 1 year, then I need to have 1 million. That is something measurable. So your goals need to be measurable. Number three, your goal need to be attainable. You need not set something that you cannot attain. It needs to be attainable. Again, your goal need to be relevant or realistic. It needs to be relevant to you. So you cannot take someone else's goal and make it yours. You need to be realistic. You need to be, and lastly, it needs to be time bound. That means you need to give a timing to your goals. You need to tell yourself, I'm achieving this within this time. So the first thing you need to have is goals. Make your goals smart goals. Again, you need to have short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals. That is very, very important. Now, number two, the second factor of success that you need to have is what we call an action plan. An action plan. For example, you need to tell yourself, I need to get $1 million in 3 years. So what do I do today for me to get to that? So what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now for me to get to that? So, for example, if I'm going to get $1 million in 3 years, I know I have to start some investments. Maybe I need to get into real estate, I need to get into maybe dealership. I need to start maybe importing things. I need to start all these kind of businesses and investment that I need to get into for me to get to that $3 million. So you need an action plan. An action plan tells you, I'm going to start this business. After some time, then I'm going to start this one. After some time, I'm going to make this investment. The income I get from this, I'm going to make this other investment. That is how you have an action plan. So an action plan helps you to get your priorities right, because it is one thing, to do something, and it's one thing to do what is important. They usually say that we have what is important and what is urgent. Yeah, you need not do what is urgent. You need to do what is important. And what is important is the project that gives you a higher return on investment. A higher return on investment. So when you invest some money, when you invest your time and all that, then whatever gives you a higher return on investment is what is important to you. So you need to have an action plan. An action plan is very important. After this, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to be spending my time. For example, you cannot expect to have, let's say, $1 million, and maybe you're employed as a junior person in a company. You can't do that. And you expect to have $1 million in 1 year or 3 years. No, you can't do that. So the action plan needs to be in line with the goals. That is very, very important. The action plan needs to be in line with the goals. Now, after you have an action plan, something written down, something that I'm doing this project and doing this project, after that I do this project, then the third thing you need to have is what we call resources. Resources are very, very important. After you have some goals and you have an action plan, then you need to bring in the resources, because goals are gotten through resources. And these resources, we are talking about money. Of course, if you're going to start a business, you need to have some capital. You need to have some capital with you. If you're going to start a business, then you need to have some time. Yeah, you can't be busy 24/7 and you want to do business. You can't, because time is a resource, and time, as we said in earlier videos, time is the most important resource you can have for success. Time, time. You need other resources like people. The skills that you do not have, the knowledge that you do not have, then you need to get them from people. Maybe you need partners, maybe you need mentors, you need advisors, you need employees. These are resources, what we call human resources. You need skills. Even skills are resources, and you need to get them. Maybe you need books. You need to read books for you to get some knowledge or some skills, etc. So these are resources. So you need to deploy these resources to help you get to your goal. That is very, very important also. So we have tackled three things that you need to get to your success. Number one, you need to have goals. These goals need to be smart goals. You need to have short-term goals, intermediate goals, and long-term goals. Number two, you need to have an action plan. This is what tells you what strategies am I going to use, what businesses am I going to get into. You need to have, what tactics am I going to use, what investments am I going to make, etc. Then last, you need to deploy resources. You need skills, you need knowledge, you need partners, you need capital, you need time, you need energy. All these are resources that you need to put in. So it is very, very important to know that if you do not put those three things in, then you do not expect to get to success. You do not expect to get success. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and you can even share and comment.